Disclaimer, if I look tired and sick, it's not that. I'm just tired as hell. I've slept for like 5 hours this weekend, I don't even know. Xenoblade 3 came out and it's taken over my life. However, I was doing that, researching the Negator video, and that all in conjunction. I'm a tired mother. However, Undead Chapter 121, there ain't no rest for the wicked. Let's get into it. So we jump straight into the chapter with this wicked sick development. Our boy Billy has taken on the ability Unruin and has regenerated that arm that Unruin actually cut off of him. And due to this, everybody's kind of confused. Andy's just like, wicked sick. Fuko's like, oh, so you must have Unruin. And the one who's actually most dumbfounded is our boy Unruin himself. Unruin cannot even perceive how he is able to get his ability, how he has met his condition, because he already knew what the condition was. He knew beforehand that for Billy to attain an ability, the ability user must see Billy as a target. And he's like, wait, how could I think of somebody of Billy's like stature, of his ability, of his power level, as a target? How could I unruin the immortal? And he looks at Billy and he says, don't get full of yourself. He blasts off with Uma Blood, and as he blasts off, Billy actually yells back to Fuko and Andy, you guys need to get out of here. He says, once again, you two get down to the Ark and I will hold off on Ruin. And as he says he's going to hold off on Ruin, we know that you can't completely bop on Ruin. There's 3 immortals within this room right now, and I think it is easy to understand that the only way to truly restrain one of them is to use an ability such as Unmove, such as Unchange, something which can restrain them in one position, not actually bop them or seal them away, such as Seal, you know? And that's exactly what Billy does for the group. Like I said, he uses Unmove, stops Unruin right in his tracks while using Uma Blood, and Unruin's like, God darn it, once again, apprehended. But as he's apprehended, Andy kind of understands the fact that, alright, like, I do have to go. I know that Billy's about to sacrifice himself, but Fuko and I are Himothy and Herothy. Like, we actually got to go get this shit done. And yeah, he just has to understand that we have to actually leave right now. And as he's leaving, he yells out to Billy, who won't even turn around right here. I think Billy's just highly emotional, or Billy's just trying to stay focused, I guess to say, because he knows that going through all these conversations wouldn't be the easiest thing for him to do in a moment where he truly needs to keep his focus. But he says to Billy, I wish I didn't have to end up liking you. And it's funny because Billy's whole task, his whole motivation was to get that ability Undead, to have an undying body, something which is able to defeat God. Well, at least gives you part of the abilities needed to defeat God, and it just never happened for him. Now he's kind of got it, however, it's just still not the situation he wants to be in. Who knows what's going to happen to Billy right here? Presumably, obviously, he could survive, but who the hell knows? Both Andy and Clothy look sad. They're like, alright, Fuko, let's go. And Fuko tries to retort, no, but I want to... Doesn't matter. Tatiana even steps in. She says, no, I'm going to stay back with Billy as well. Tatiana tells Billy, let's team up and ensure that nobody can lay a hand on our girl, Fuko. She says that they need to get to the next loop, and I'm here to help you out with that task, Mr. Billy. And Mr. Billy's obviously like, yep, you're my girl, let's get this task done. Fuko's a bit like, no, like, Tatiana, that means you're going to... And Tatiana says, cut the crap, Fuko. I know you're about to say some sad shit like you always would, some sentimental, I care about you shit, but this isn't the time for that. But she does say some interesting things right here. She says that I need you to get to the next loop because of the type of person you are, because you're so caring, because you're so understanding, and because you want to save everybody. I need you to get there. She says that even if I don't retain my memories, even if I'm a different person, my body changes, I still will be me, and just come find me and let's be friends all over again. And this is interesting, dog. I've been alluding to this fact within like my theories about why Juiz will not be in the next loop. However, dude negators always come back as the same one. I think it's easy and obvious to assume that yes, they can, because we have already seen that like Nico died in past loops. I remember there's a picture of Nico actually getting bopped in the spoil fight in past loops, and like some of the same negators are all within that picture. However, I wonder if certain negators don't actually always come back as the same one. I don't know. This is God's world, this is God's plan, and this is God's game, I guess to say. So he could really choose and put down whatever pieces on the board he wants to play. I have no idea. But as the girls do a little pinky swear and do a little nursery rhyme to kind of try to solidify their promise that they're actually going to be friends again within the next loop, we see that Andy and Fuko really need to get going. Andy tells Fuko, pull out your union ID, and they start opening up the barrier. And I must take myself and give myself a neck right here because I was over theorizing heavily. I thought this unbreakable barrier wasn't going to get busted open no matter what unless Unbreakable was there in some capacity. So I thought Billy was going to have to try to open this barrier, but nah, niggas literally just called up on their phone. Gotta give myself a neck. But hey, you gotta theorize to have fun. However, the big gate begins to open up. Fuko and Andy say their emotional final goodbyes to Tatiana and Billy, and they make their way down to the Ark, the round table, where they need to go to get to the next loop. Interesting shit happens when they get there. But I can't skip this next part of the chapter, a very funny and kind of cute and interesting part. So obviously Unruin's like, I'm not letting this happen. Tries to use blood once again, but Tatiana says, no, I said no hands on my girl Fuko. Punches that boy Unruin up against the wall. And as Unruin gets punched against the wall, Billy just starts to talk to Tatiana. He apologizes, actually. He says that he's sorry for all the things that he's done. And Tatiana's like, what? What things? Just starts rattling off things. You've been in an argument with your girl before. Whenever you think like, hey, baby, I'm sorry. And she says, for this? And that? And this? And that? Just starts rattling off shit at him. And it's just piercing. But Billy's like, damn, no, it's not just all these things. Betraying the union. Freaking calling me untouchable. Just all these sort of minor nuanced things that he's just been rude to Tatiana about. But what he's actually sad about is this overarching thing. It's that he never was able to keep her happy. He always said that he wanted to make her happy, but all he did actually was just end up making her cry. And as he starts to theorize that maybe just in a better world, it would have been better if they'd never actually been friends at all, Tatiana says, shut the hell up, Billy. Says your kindness was always genuine, wasn't it? And besides, right now, I'm as happy as I could ever be. Because I'm with you and Fuko, two people I love so much, fighting and risking it all just to see each other again. Because I found a friend and a family member who allowed me once this chance to do so. It's the best. But if you really want to make it up to me, since you can't die because you're copying Unruin right now, you can just stay by my side till I die. And after all I've gone through, it'd be a little bit unfair if you didn't at least do that, right? Felt my girl. This was a very cute little scene because it felt like one of those like spy movies, like Mr. Smith and Mrs. Smith. I don't even know if those old movies were, but whenever there's like a spy couple who are a relationship, shit, Spy Family, it even felt like that, where you just have this loving couple just trying to talk to each other, and they're in the midst of this crazy situation, both delivering the blows. Billy is just out here ricocheting bullets everywhere, just shooting all these copies of Unruin. Tatiana is just punching Unruins all over the place. But it's while they're having this emotional, deep conversation. And obviously, this isn't a couple. However, this is like a true parental figure. It's like she said, a family member. This is like her dad or her big brother who raised her entire life and really brought her out of the gutter. We saw back in the day from that auction house, they were trying to sell off our girl Tatiana, and the one who came and saved her and put a cake pop in her mouth was our boy Billy. Good man, good woman. This is a good little send-off for them, and I don't know if we're gonna get to see these soldiers too much longer, so a salute to them. But this is where it gets crazy, y'all. I've been theorizing on Juiz for a while. I will talk about that in my Negator video, which will hopefully come within the coming days because I've been playing too much Xenoblade 3. However, Andy and Fuko are jumping down to the round table. And as they're making their way down there, you hear a little bit of a monologue, a soliloquy. Somebody begins saying this. This takes me back. It reminds me of the first time you two came here. It's time to make a choice. Undead and Unluck. And Juiz is just standing there. Jules has got this kind of menacing look. Obviously, she got her mask on, however. She's very, uptight, kind of strict looking at this moment. And I wonder what she's going to ask her. Because right now, Juiz is not the highest point holder. Jules can't go to the next loop as things stand at the moment. The only person who can go there as things stand via the arc would actually be Andy, or Victor, the one who is the highest point holder. And I know that Andy would never give his points to Jules. He's going to give them to Fuko. And I think that's this question which she's about to ask him. Do you want to give me the points and have me go and get everything done? Or can I trust you two to go to this next loop and get things done? Because like I've been saying, I don't think Jules is going to appear in the next loop. This comment by Tatiana earlier in the chapter, if I don't look the same and if I don't have my memories, was very interesting to me because it made me just begin to think that, does this actually occur every loop? Is every loop the exact same to a T? I know a lot of events do occur the same exact way. However, I wonder if I don't know, if just it's 1-to-1 type shit, but I don't know. I'm tired as hell. I can't really talk right now either. I need to get this edited and I need to eat food, so hasta luego, amigos.